questions, and we'll open up some questions for the rest of the group, okay?
Is this on, Seamus, TV? Is this on TV?
This is on.
Happens. The big wins, to put those behind you, the emotional ones, and then these tough, devastating losses, you got to find a way to put that behind you. You can't hang on to it and let it affect the next one. We'll get together tomorrow. We'll have a short, light workout, prepare, put a game plan in, and try to come out and do better on Saturday. But like I said, there's a lot of things that we'll have early in the season that we can learn from, and I'm confident in this group. I love this group. They're going to bounce back and be in the gym eager to get better tomorrow, and hopefully we'll take a step in the right direction.
Maybe goes back to what you were talking about, not in terms of not having a chance to play a preseason game or an exhibition or preseason scrimmage, in that even though these guys have had experience, they've never done this against somebody else together, right?
Still a lot of new faces that haven't played together against other opponents to this point. So, like I told them, whether we win or lose, we're going to find a way to learn from the outcome and get better from it. And I am confident. I'm very confident in this group. I've talked about this all along, going all the way back to these early practices. I love their competitive spirit, and I know this hurt. It hurt them. It was a very dejected locker room in there, and we're going to bounce back and get better. And like I said, hopefully play our best basketball when it matters most.
Okay, Coach. Thanks much. We'll let you go. 69-66. The Huskers lose.
So we're Robin Washit.
Hey, Fred, like you mentioned, this was kind of the first chance your team got to have real adversity in a game together as a team. Obviously, the ending wasn't what you wanted, but the way that they responded coming out in halftime, what did you learn about these guys, just with the way that they, body language, handled themselves coming out of the break, and how they finished that game after how it started?
I didn't love our body language at the end of that first half. Kobe hit the big one to cut it to a two-possession game, and that was the first thing that I got on him about at halftime, was the body language. There was a free throw situation. All five were off on their own, and they bought into it. They came out, and we did play our best stretch those first 10 minutes of the second half. Unfortunately, we dug ourselves that hole and just couldn't get out of it. We missed good looks. We missed shots that we're going to make. We missed free throws that we're going to make. We missed layups and dunks that we're going to make. But that can't affect the other end. I thought, again, we're too handsy. We put our hands on them and put them on the free throw line way too much. And a big part of that was early, when we got ourselves in foul trouble and put them in the bonus very quickly into the second half.
Okay, Jacob Padilla.
Hey, Coach. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What were you hoping to get 6.8 or 7.1 seconds left there? Was just kind of the dribble at three what you were hoping for? Or are you trying to run something there? What were you hoping to get?
We had a flare going on the backside, a hammer screen. I'll have to go back and look at it to see if he was open.
Okay, we'll go to Connor Happer.
Hey, Coach. You mentioned you played pretty well. Energy was good out of the gate and good out of the second half as well. How do you keep that energy when shots aren't falling? And is that just an early season thing? Is that a new team thing? I guess, how do you kind of look at that?
Well, that's a huge part of it. You have to find a way to win ugly games. You have to find a way to win the grind out ones like tonight was. And, had we pulled this one off, it would have been huge. The fact that we shot 29%, we're still right there and in it. But I agree with you. Our energy at the beginning of the game defensively was absolutely off the charts, getting deflections, getting runouts. We just didn't convert. And again, that cost us. We could have very easily, instead of been up 10, been up 16 or 20 had we made those early layups and free throws. So, but yeah, the energy was there. It had nothing to do with us coming out lackadaisical. I thought we came out with incredible intensity, especially defensively. Unfortunately, we just couldn't make a shot.
Chris Basnett?
Hey, Fred, are you happy with 41 3-point attempts? Is that something that you're okay with this team doing at this point?
If they're good ones, Chris, we took a lot of force, just, kind of jab without movement. When we move, we get shots. That's been evident all through our preseason and in practices. And in the last game, we had great looks. I thought we had some really good ones, but, unfortunately those didn't go in. And then I thought we forced them. I thought we had too many forced shots where we didn't continue to trust the offense.
Dirk Chatelain?
Fred, to piggyback on the 3-point shooting, when you miss, 10 or 11 in a row in the first half and then go through another funk in the second half, what do you tell guys? Do you tell them to keep looking for good ones, or do you tell them to get the ball inside?
Well, we look for good ones. Again, their game plan was to completely shut down the paint. They did a great job with that and forced us out of it. We don't have a big post presence. We just don't have that right now. Especially with Derek not in the game. He's our best post-up guy on the inside. So, give Nevada credit. Their game plan was to keep us out of the paint. They did that and forced us to take some. But our movement creates and generates good looks, and our movement did not create those looks tonight. It was too much playing stagnant and shooting without the movement that we generally have. When we got that lead and had that 14-2 run, it was all about pace. I mean, we had great pace, we had great movement, and that ended up with a great possession. When we don't have that, when we're stagnant, it generally ends up in a forced shot. And again, that's something we will learn from and be better at, because we're going to have the exact same thing happen to us here in 2 days.
Nicole Weaving?
Coach, you gave up 30 points inside the paint tonight against Nevada. What can you do defensively to improve on that going forward?
Well, and a lot of that was just letting them go by it. We got to guard the dribble better. We have to be much better in that area. We can't foul them. We can't put them on the free throw line. Obviously, they had a huge size advantage on us, and we need to. That's what it starts. It starts with guarding the bounce. Early we were fronting. We had great activity. We had good backside help. And that was resulting in turnover. We turned them over 21 times. But we can't gamble, we can't stab and allow them to get into the paint like they did tonight.
And a follow-up question for Coach from Jason.
Can you hear me, Coach?
I can.
Your free throw rate has improved considerably from last year, from like 29% to about 45% through 2 games. What do you attribute to this?
Well, I think a lot of it just has to do with all across the board. I think we have more attack guys. We have guys that can get in there, draw contact. Teddy, has a very high free throw rate. Delano did a good job getting himself to the line in the first couple games. Teddy, that's what he does. He does such a good job of absorbing contact and being able to play through it. Would have liked to see us obviously convert better, 70%. We should be better than that. But yeah, that's an emphasis when you drive the ball, especially when shots aren't falling. You have to drive and try to generate points. And I thought our guys did a solid job of that. But again, we just settled for too many forced ones and contested ones. And again, we'll grow, we'll get better.
Okay, that will end Coach Hoiberg's thing. We'll put a break and we'll come back for players.